This is 3 News Daily.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Monday, January 16th, on this Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from WKYC.com. And we start in Cleveland today with an investigation into what caused an early morning 2-alarm fire. More than 50 firefighters from 14 different companies responded to the scene on Broadway Avenue, east of Canton Avenue. The good news here is that the building was vacant and no injuries were reported. We're told the building used to house industrial supply. And new this afternoon, we've learned that the 8-year-old who was one of the 5 people shot on Friday night on Mack Court in Cleveland is in stable condition. The suspect in the shootings, Martin Muniz, is scheduled to be in court tomorrow. The other 4 victims, 69-year-old Miguel Gonzalez, 48-year-old Anthony Booth, 34-year-old Angelica Gonzalez, and her son, 16-year-old Jaden Baez, died in the shooting. Police believe this was a domestic violence situation. Now here is some good news. A Barberton woman who had been reported missing last month has been found safe. 25-year-old Mariana Spalding's family reported her missing back in December. Over the weekend, she was found safe in Jackson, Tennessee. Police say she's been living out of her car and her family has been notified. To North Olmsted now, where police are still looking for the suspects who stole 5 luxury vehicles over the weekend, including Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson's truck. Police say it happened at the Mercedes-Benz dealership Saturday morning around 1. They've recovered 3 of the vehicles, including Watson's truck, which was found in a ditch on I-480 near the Clegg Road exit. All 5 of the vehicles were at the dealership for service appointments. This is the latest in a string of luxury car thefts in Northeast Ohio. And new this afternoon, we learned a short time ago that Ohio State quarterback CJ Stroud will enter the NFL draft. Stroud made the announcement on Twitter, saying it was a hard decision, but he wants to fulfill his dreams of playing professional football in the NFL. He's been the starting QB for OSU for 2 seasons and has 22 wins under his belt, including at the Rose Bowl in 2021. The 2023 NFL Draft begins on April 27th. We're wishing him a lot of luck. Now, with today being Martin Luther King Jr. Day, activists in Akron are using this opportunity to make a difference in their community, and at the same time, they're also fighting for justice for Jayland Walker. They've put together the Power, Love, and Justice MLK weekend, which kicked off on Friday. Organizers say it's all about coming together, doing good work, and that's a message that they know Dr. King would support. So until 2 this afternoon, kids of all ages participated in community service events and then talked about the future of Akron and their role in it.
We have young people who have made a commitment to just go and support our community in a different kind of way. They're going to roll up their sleeves and they're going to get their hands dirty and then talk about why we have this day off and talk about how that piece of justice with Dr. King has moved into them doing some things for justice for Jayland.
Remember, Jayland Walker was shot and killed by 8 Akron police back in June. Today's activities come after the Justice for Jayland symposium that was held Saturday at the Goodyear Theater. To Illyria now, where community members and city leaders held a march to commemorate Martin Luther King Jr. Day today. It started at Illyria City Hall and ended at the Illyria Performing Arts Center. The march was followed by a presentation about the future of the city. And it was a spectacular performance, as always, by the Cleveland Orchestra for Martin Luther King Day weekend. The first free show was last night with another performance this afternoon. This year's program included music by Black composers Florence Price and William L. Dawson, among several others. Now, to honor our nation's history on this MLK Day, there is still time to head out to one of the many museums that are offering free admission around Northeast Ohio. The Cleveland History Center is open from 10 to 5. The Cleveland Museum of Art will host a day-long celebration honoring Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from 10 to 5 as well. The Great Lakes Science Center is offering free admission and discounted movies in the Dome Theater and parking. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will have free admission also from 10 to 5 and is encouraging guests to come celebrate the life and legacy of the activist. Now, for local MLK Day events and things you can get into with free admission, we have a list on WKYC.com. We can send those events directly to your phone. Just text MLK to the number 216-344-3300. We'll send you that link right away. And now for our question of the day. We want to know, how are you honoring Martin Luther King Jr. Day today? Post your comment to the WKYC Facebook page and we will talk about it during What's New at 4 o'clock. Before we go, we've got some consumer news for you. There's been a lot of talk recently about the stove in your kitchen after a study talked about gas stoves and potential effects on people with asthma. So a lot of people are wondering, is it even safe to use a gas stove? Well, our Verify team looks into it for us.
1 in 3 homes has a natural gas stove in the kitchen, and a new study links childhood asthma to the appliance. So there was a lot of confusion on social media when headlines claimed the federal government is considering banning gas stoves in response to the study. So let's verify. Is there a national ban on gas stoves in the U.S.? Our sources are the Consumer Product Safety Commission and the White House. The CPSC is an independent government agency that regulates the manufacturing and sale of some consumer goods, like stoves, in the U.S. The gas stove controversy started earlier this month when a CPSC commissioner said in an interview that the agency is considering a gas stove ban. Soon after, the head of the CPSC issued a statement saying, "I am not looking to ban gas stoves." And the commissioner who made the initial comment tweeted a clarification that the CPSC is not coming for anyone's gas stove. So, no, there is no national ban on gas stoves in the U.S., and the White House says it has no plans to do so.
The president does not support banning gas stoves, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which is independent, is not banning gas stoves.
However, some cities like New York and San Francisco have banned new natural gas hookups for things like stoves in most future construction projects, but people who currently have gas stoves do not have to replace them. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Really interesting conversation around those gas stoves, and a really good note on that future construction in those major cities. I wonder if that'll end up making its way to us. I guess only time will tell. Thank you for being here with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. Whether you're watching on WKYC Plus, our YouTube page, listening on your favorite podcast platform, or watching on Instagram, we appreciate you, and we'll be back tomorrow with more of your top stories from around Northeast Ohio.